Hi, my name is Sophie D'Souza and welcome to my channel, Sophie Stained Glass. In today's video I'm going to show you how I made this pan storage and pan lid storage. So I hope you enjoy watching and I hope you get something from it. So I'm making a rather lovely new pan shelf or set of pan shelves, and for these purposes I have this waney edge timber which I got from eBay. So this one was £24, so was that. So I'm just going to cut them down to size and then I'm going to oil them this evening so that tomorrow I can work on them. Danish oil is what I'll be using and it takes about 6 hours to dry. And I will oil this as well and make a tiny whiny little chopping board out of that. The oil is from Screwfix, which is my go-to place for all my basics. I oiled these pieces yesterday and I gave them 2 coats of Danish oil, and now I'm going to attach the brackets. So it's got a waney edge, which means it will be a little bit proud of the wall behind it in some areas. So I need to just have it on a flat surface and mark up for where my brackets are going to go. It's not a very flat table. I just realised. Okay. So I already know where I want them placed. So and now the other side. I'm going to pre-drill these holes just because I don't want to risk splitting the wood. So I've got a wood bit that's a bit narrower than my screws. If you're worried about drilling all the way through by accident, you can mark your drill bit with a bit of masking tape, but I'm not too worried about that. Unlike most screws these days, this has got a flat head, so I need to go and get another bit. Okay, there's one. They're wonky. So I've decided to split the difference on this one. I'm just going to prop it up there. So I can simulate what it's going to be like against the wall. Now I have marked it for how far from the edge I want it. So So now I'm going to pre-drill my holes for my screws. I don't always do that, it depends on the wood. But this wood, I've never worked it before. Sorry. I've never worked this kind of wood before, so I don't want to take any risks. I don't want to risk splitting it by putting the screws in without drilling a pilot hole. If you didn't want to have a really wonky back to your board, you could trim that, but I don't want to trim it. I want to leave it in. Okay. Perfect. This board has got a bit of a bow on it. So I'm just going to loosen this a bit, because I don't want to strain the board by stretching it to fit the brackets. This has hit the bark, so it's pointless me drilling it, it won't work. But that's okay, because these are the screws that keep the shelf on the brackets. I've got 3 screws in here, I've got 1 here, and gravity will do the rest. The most important screws are the screws that keep the bracket and the shelf on the wall. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mock up the shelves on the board, because I don't know quite how high or low I want them, how much space I need in between them, and the only way to do that would be to put them on the wall, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to put them on a board and figure out exactly where I want them before I then put them in the kitchen. So I've changed back to crosshead screws for the mock-up, because they're much easier to drive than flathead screws. That is going to go underneath, or I might do that. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to measure where this will bring me to in the kitchen. I may or I may not have pans hanging from the top shelf, but I'll definitely need them from the shelf below, which is going to be my pan lid shelf. I've decided it's too big a gap, so I'm not going to have anything hanging below here, but I am going to have to measure where I want this pan shelf. Yes, that's plenty of room. Now, the other thing I'm going to do for the pan shelf is, using this beading, I'm going to, there's not enough room to demonstrate really very well. So I'm going to put a piece of beading along here to stop the pans sliding off the front. And I will put some beading on the edge as well. I need a bradawl. Bradawls do make drilling without a hole, pilot hole, much easier. This wood, this particle board, or OSB as it's called, is prone to be very different in different places. So one place where you drill it might be soft, and another place it might be really hard. So if you hit a hard bit, you're going to wish you'd drilled a pilot hole. That's alright. I bought 2 of these, and I don't know whether to fix the other one here, or whether to just take the hooks off this one and put them onto that. But I'll go back in and check my measurements. So I'm going to fit this rod further up, which means I have to fit it before I fit the bracket, because I won't be able to get the screws in after I fitted the shelf. Actually, before I fit it, I've got to put the strip around the pan shelf that's going to stop the pan lid shelf to stop the. But before I fit the pan lid shelf, I have to put the lip around the outside edge to stop the pan lids from slipping off. Because this has got a very uneven front edge, I can't take it straight across in one run. I'm going to maximise space on the shell by doing a couple of sections